Thanks for jumping in here, guys. We'll get kicked off here in just a minute or two. Appreciate you coming on early today. I will probably have Paul jump in here right when we start, just for a minute or two, just to review what you guys went over last week, and then we will jump on. In fact, Paul, why don't you go ahead and just kick it off now? Let's just give a quick review. I don't know if you need to share your screen or anything, but let's just have you review. I missed last week too, but go ahead and just jump in here for a minute before I take over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we had obviously me and Amy were kind of talking back and forth about carbon, and we kind of talked about a number of things about, how there's over like 50 different countries right now that have carbon laws, and it's only going to grow really. And um, there's and we're seeing it more and more in different companies and more laws and registration of all these carbon laws of making us honestly be more sustainable as an earth, as a country, which is great in that aspect. We talked about how a carbon credit is the right to emit carbon. So if there's a company and it's one of those, honestly, like a factory or something, and then it's emitting carbon into the air. Those companies are the ones who are going to be out buying the carbon credits. So then they kind of, are law abiding and they're having their right to emit those carbons. And carbon offset is when there's a project, like if it's a solar, you know, farm, and or like if there's a new development or new crops being planted, those are carbon, and they sell those are carbon offsets because those projects are taking the carbon from the atmosphere. Um, and obviously it has to be a new project. You can't just go like buy an acre that already has trees in it and say like, oh, look, I'm offsetting all this carbon when the trees were already there. It has to be a new method that's taking that carbon out of the atmosphere. And then we talked about carbon insets a little bit as well, which are basically carbons that are already pre-assigned to products, or they're attached to products. And so that's something we will do with like our probably with our offset bracelets. Like when we're shipping those out, the carbon offset is already going to be attached to that, or the inset. Sorry. So basically, it's any carbon from shipping that, or that was produced by shipping it or creating it or anything like that, is already going to be in that product. So
Cool.
we talked about a few other things, but I think that's kind of a good recap.
Awesome. Thanks for the recap, Paul. I know you and Amy did a great job talking about that last week. And the reason why we talk about carbon credits is because that creates the greatest token utility long term for the ELMT token. When all of the projects
Yeah.
that we build and all the carbon credits that we create, the requirement will be that those are purchased using the ELMT token. So, where are those tokens? They are with the blockchain community. Anybody on this call that's running a node that has a wallet that's been accumulating daily rewards, those are, if you choose to sell your tokens, those will be the tokens that are going to be purchased for these carbon credits. And so the goal for us, obviously, is to build a really, really big carbon credit network with a marketplace with products, carbon credit products that tell a great story and that serve a great function and a great purpose. As you guys know, a lot of stuff in the carbon credit world, it's story driven. People want to know it has an impact. One of the things that I'm pushing for is for any carbon credit project that Element United creates, we'll have also an additional something else that it does rather than just offset 1 ton of carbon on a cool, site that has great impact. I want it to have a humanitarian impact. And so we've talked with some folks who've been doing carbon credits for a long time to add into our carbon credits something additional, something that has a direct impact on locals. So for example, if you bought a carbon credit for, call it $200, and it was a good carbon credit when the methodology used was like biochar on a old mining site near a village, something like that. Well, what if you also knew that by purchasing that carbon credit, either a set amount or a certain percentage went to have a direct impact on villages that were affected by illegal gold mining, would that make a carbon credit a little bit more appealing? And so when we were in one of our big meetings with the new carbon credit folks that we're partnering with, I asked, "Have you heard of a carbon credit that does this?" They said they didn't. And so I expressed my interest in making sure that our carbon credit projects have something extra, have something that is compelling, that would push somebody over the edge when it came to if they're trying to decide which carbon credit project has the best effect, which is going to be the one they want to buy. I want that little extra nudge from us that allows folks to make a decision on because a lot of these carbon credits they're good. They're very impactful. They're tracked well. The methodology. My point is it's a competitive market. So when we have our carbon credits ready to go, we just need something a little bit extra. And so that's what I want to do with that. So but today we're going to be talking about marketing. Everybody knows right now, because mostly, to be honest with you, because of the election of Donald Trump here in the United States, he is very, very pro Bitcoin and pro crypto. One of the things that he has vowed to do is to fire the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, on day one, who is running around making every crypto project a security when maybe they are, maybe they're not, but there's really no guidance, there's really no direction. And Trump is vowing to fire him because really they're legislating by litigating, and that's really not the way to do it. We in the crypto business, we would love clarity. That's why our company is registered in Switzerland, because they have defined rules. We know what the rules are that we need to play by. However, when you're selling products here in the United States, now you're subject to regulation in the United States. We just want some clarity. We just want to know what's happening. But the consensus seems to be that he's going to be very crypto friendly. Some of the rules are going to be lessened, and some of the rules that are going to come into effect there'll be some clarity on them. So that's what we're all excited about. Now, because of this, you guys see Bitcoin hit $93,000 today. It's just keeps going up and up and up. And so the question that people ask is, with the run of crypto and even with Ethereum going up, are all cryptos going up? Now, when you go look at some of the past cycles after a Bitcoin halving, some of them, the altcoins followed pretty closely behind, but it still took a while. So in a lot of the readings that I have been consuming over the past, several weeks is what's going to happen to the altcoins. Will they follow the trajectory, and how far behind Bitcoin will they be? And I read a really good article. In fact, I'll see if I can post it here. Maybe I'll email it out to the whole community, that talked about the altcoins aren't going to do exactly what Bitcoin does this time. Really, people are looking for projects that have utility, that have token utility. So many people got burned last time in these pump and dumps. They're not looking for something that doesn't have any purpose or any use. They're looking for projects that have longevity, where the tokens have utility. And that's where we're proud at Element United, that we're able to build something that is going to be around for a while, we hope. I look at Element and I look at us as for the next 30 years. So the things that we can do, the markets that we can expand in, and the markets that we're in are huge markets that are growing, such as carbon credits and mining. These are industries that aren't going anywhere, but that need regulation. Now, when I say regulation, I don't mean like in the typical sense of, hey, here's the rules you have to follow, but they need clarity, they need transparency. And so those are the things that the blockchain offers, and those are the problems that we're trying to solve. Now, some of the criticisms that we get at Element is that we're not acting fast enough. We're not, trying to follow Bitcoin and it's exploding, and how come you guys aren't? And I get it. When you're in the crypto space, you're used to seeing tokens that just take off, and you're used to having. I'm at home, so you're going to hear my very loud autistic son here in a second. But in fact, I'm going to tell him, "Hey, Kai, quiet, buddy, quiet, buddy." So I have a 13-year-old autistic son who's operating at about a 5 or 6-year-old level, so he gets pretty excited. So anyway, you'll probably hear him running around. But anyway, the industry that we are in, this is something that we're trying to do for the long run. And now that doesn't mean that our token won't just like take off one day because we're still subject to all the same things that other tokens are, like people talking about it and getting excited about it. People, influencers or members of the community getting on there and getting excitement, drummed up about it. All of those things can still happen. They're just not going to happen by Element United. So I want to distinguish really, in fact, and the reason I pulled up my slides here is number one, we got to make sure that we follow our disclaimers, that you don't ever hear me saying, oh, this is going to go to the moon. You guys are going to be rich tomorrow. You're not ever going to hear me say that. And that's a point of frustration for people. And I get it, but I am trying to run a company that's going to be compliant and be around for the next 30 years. So I'm not going to get on here and do what other CEOs have done and say, guys, you got to buy now. This is going to the moon. Now, do I believe that? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to ever say anything like that because I don't want you guys on here going, hey, the CEO said. So I don't do that. I build products that solve problems and that create a lot of utility for the token. And so I'm gonna fast forward a few slides here to my favorite slide that was created for me by Paul. I hope it's soon because I don't want you guys to have to just sit here and watch me flip through slides. The blockchain. All right, Paul, maybe we put it at the end of the slide, but so hey, but who cares? You guys get to see a little review of what we do here. So I'm gonna flip through to my favorite slide. And then we're going to talk about fun stuff. What was that slide? I don't remember seeing that. Oh, mining conference. Look at that. Paul is just throwing slides in here. Okay, so here is a slide coming up, right? We talk about the blockchain, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the slide. On the left is Element United. Those are the things that I do. We build the ethical mining certification, the eVault offset, and Gold Crew Atlas. On the right is you. Anybody that is running a node is a part of the Element blockchain. My responsibilities on the left are to build a company that has profitable products that have token and products that have token utility. Your job on your side as the members of the community, you guys can say and do things that I will never say. You guys can get on there and talk about the token and why you think it's going to the moon and why blah blah blah. You guys have a lot more say because you're just token owners, right? There's nothing I can do to make you well, let me rephrase that. I am not going to do and say things that make you guys think that this token's, going to the moon. I am going to do things that build a solid company that have token utility and that can be around for a long time. So the reason I'm saying all this is because we are about to engage in a marketing campaign. That marketing campaign is going to be awesome. We're going to be working with a bunch of influencers, social media people, people in the crypto space to talk about the cool things that we're doing. Now, on those platforms, they can talk about certain things about the token and that I don't talk about. Okay. We're also going to be, so that's one side of it. Some of you guys have seen some stuff by Chris McCulley. We had a great call with Chris McCulley last week. We're engaging with him again. He's got a video coming out, I think, toward the end of this week. And then we're going to engage him on other things. He's got a really good network of other crypto influencers, and we're going to engage them to really start talking about things that you guys like to hear about, right? Because they're also members of the community. These are node owners that we've worked with in the past, and they're going to start talking about certain things. Now, Chris is the one that went out to Africa, went and visited one of our sites, made a great video about us last year. But the timing is just a little bit different now. You guys all see it and you hear it. Crypto is on the front page of everywhere, right? People are talking about it. We've seen it. All of a sudden, people who, we've been kind of going through a slow time. All of a sudden, everybody that we talk to is interested in buying nodes, interested in the token, asking a lot of questions. And so the timing to talk about crypto and the optimism in the crypto blockchain market is taking off right now. So it's a good time for us to re-engage folks who are in social media, who have a platform, KOLs, key opinion leaders. And so we're going to be doing that. Now, the messages will be different depending on where the message is coming from. Those people who are talking about the token, those people who are already members of the blockchain community, they will have a little bit different message, right? Hey, I think this is a cool project. You guys should get involved, things like that. The other part of the marketing that we're going to be doing in-house, we are engaging with, we've worked with a few different people. We like these guys out of Spain, but they're going to be doing marketing specifically about our products. And they're going to be talking about offset. They're going to be talking about eVault. They're going to be talking about EMC. We're not talking about the game yet because that's still a ways down the road. But they're going to be talking about these products to try to get more people engaged and increase the number of customers that we have for these individual products. But the point is, there's going to be a whole lot more information out there about Element, whether it's ELMT, the token, the blockchain, the node, or the products that we build. And so, does that mean that things are just going to take off? And no, I don't think so. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But that's not our point is to let everybody know who we are. Let everybody know the problems we're trying to solve. Let everybody know because we've been doing a real good job of that internally and working with people off of referrals and hey, I have these nodes, look at the problems they're trying to solve. Like we're doing events. We were just in Amsterdam. We're going to Las Vegas next week. We're pretty good at doing events and networking in that way. But it's time for our coming out party. It's time the world really knew who we are and what we're doing because there's a lot more eyeballs on it now. The marketing dollars that we're going to spend are going to go a lot further, and we can talk about the problems. And it's just the issues that we're trying to solve. The awareness of those issues isn't going away. It's just getting more and more. And so we feel like we're in a good position. I mean, it was really difficult for us, over these past couple of years and kind of this bear market with crypto. We just were in building mode. Now we're heading full steam into the bull market with a lot of optimism about crypto, a lot more awareness about blockchain, and uh, the marketing dollars that we can spend, I think they're going to go a lot further. And so for now, I'm going to speak directly to you guys. You guys on this call, I presume that you're members of the blockchain community. You guys can be doing a lot as well. There needs to be a lot more chatter. There needs to be a lot more, you guys need to be talking about it. And again, I understand that that comes from confidence in the project. That comes from you truly believing that what we are building is going to be great. It's going to solve problems. It's going to have token utility that we're building a big company. And I respect that and I appreciate that. And I hope that you guys feel that way. I think for you guys who are on this call, I think you're on the call because you believe it, or at least you hope it. And I can tell you, as the president of this company, that we are doing awesome, awesome things with each one of our projects. We are moving forward where we have new mining relationships coming on. We're working with a big group to possibly put in well, I'm not going to say anything about that yet, but we are working with extremely high level people in the mining space, extremely high level in the carbon credit space. The things that we are working on and still building, and I get it, guys, you've been building for a while. We have, and these things are going to take a little while longer. But what we are doing, we're very proud of. What we are doing, we have full confidence in continuing to sell nodes. I wouldn't continue to sell nodes or try to sell our products if I didn't think that these things are going to be incredible, impactful, worthy products. And so I hope that you guys from these calls every week feel empowered that what we are working on, yes, has it gone slower than we thought? Of course. Look at the GCA, the gaming. We built a whole game, spent 650 grand on it, and scrapped it because it sucked. That's on me. We built a product that we didn't like that we're starting all over. We started the carbon credit project and made a pivot when we partnered with Trifara because they're incredible. They're the best people I think on earth that we could be partnered with. And some of the other relationships and partnerships that we're doing with the NFTs on the jewelry, everything is moving forward as it always has been, but the community needs to be involved. The community needs to get out there. And I get it. If the hesitance is, well, Scott, we're not getting enough information from the company, then we'll fix that. We'll make sure that hand in hand, that with the social media influencers and the folks who are in the crypto business that want to get out there and talk about this and yell to the to the earth, that the ELMT token, great, let them do their thing. We're going to do our thing. You're going to start to see a lot more advertising and marketing from us on that side of things. And so moving forward, we see this massive wave in the crypto, in the general crypto market happening. And of course, everything follows Bitcoin, and it is going nuts. And we could not be happier with all of this. We have been telling everybody, wait till November after the Bitcoin halving, and you're going to see what happens. And everything is happening exactly like it has in the past three crypto halvings, these cycles. And so this bull run, what do we anticipate? We anticipate this massive bull run until, at least in my opinion, after, and I try to step on top of everything, December of 2025. And so we have this whole year to just do amazing things, to get our to expand our product lines, to grow the blockchain community. And then, and again, I'm a member of the blockchain community as well. I own ELMT tokens. I own nodes that I would be tickled pink, right, for this thing to take off and to just run. And so, but now can I control that? No, I just do what I can on the Element United side with building an awesome company. But it is time the world knew about this awesome company. It is time that we expanded our customer base and our products. The time is here, and we're going to be dedicating and focusing. And we can give you, again, we do these updates weekly. We can make sure that even every community call has something with the marketing, what we're doing on our side. But I want to ask you guys as well, what are you doing to let everybody know about things that you can talk about, right? You talk about the token, you talk about the blockchain network that you're a part of. Uh, do contribute, jump in. Don't just wait for us to do things. Like, you jump in. If we had a movement, a whole bunch of people out there chatting, saying amazing things, positive things, right? That also helps things get going. So we will I think uh, let me think, Paul. When's the first time we can have a real update? I think we can by next week. By next week, we'll have some great things. Maybe we'll show you some of the campaigns we're working on. We can show you, look, here's what's going out this week. Here are the products and the markets that we're focusing on. We can do that. So, but anyway, so that's what we just want to let you guys know that, because I get phone calls, I get emails from people saying, "Hey, look, looks like the market's running. What are we going to do to stay competitive? What are we doing?" And those are great questions, valid concerns. But again, when I looking at the reason why I left this slide up the whole time, this is a compliance slide. This is a how we test slide from the SEC. This is us saying we don't do certain things. You as the community do certain things, but you don't rely on me to make you money. And this isn't, some investment where we said, come and do this and you're going to get rich. We will do certain things. You do certain things. And as we both ride this crypto market, this wave that's happening right now, let's each do our part. And it's going to be fun. We're going to solve a lot of problems, help a lot of people. We have some really innovative things that we're doing, especially in the carbon credit market. We believe that our carbon credit, if we can add a little humanitarian part to it, that it's going to be the best carbon credit on the market. Some really cool stuff. We have we have some potential things coming online. We had great meetings yesterday. You guys know we're doing the gold backs and that we're tokenizing gold backs. We met with their owners yesterday about some possible collaborations we can do to kind of get further into the tokenization, or at least creating NFTs for gold backs. Fun stuff that we're doing. We have some pretty high level meetings on Friday with some guys who want to come in. I'll just give you a hint. These are guys that own, it's a group, they own many, many, many mines, and not only mines, but also gas and oil, and they want to do something with us. We have some pretty cool ideas on what we can do, but it would mean a lot of things. It would mean bigger exposure for Element United. It would mean bigger partners with deeper pockets to do more things. So fun stuff. And again, I think a lot of this is all happening now because people see the crypto market and the blockchain companies as a place to put funds to now again, I stay away from words like investment, but again,
Well, there's
lots
just a
of
lot
things
of
happening.
excitement, was what
What's
you're
that?
saying. There's just a lot of excitement around crypto right now, and that's why
Yeah.
we're seeing this huge, huge
Yeah.
increase on Bitcoin, which is, an insane amount. Like
And
that's
that's what it gets everybody pumped, but it also goes, oh, we're missing out. Look at Bitcoin and we're not following. Guys, that the alts don't follow the track of Bitcoin immediately. But it's a wonderful, wonderful indicator of what's happening in the crypto market. And let's take advantage of this incredible market for the next, 12, 18 months because it's going to get really, really fun. We're going to get some clarity from regulators. We're going to really have all the eyes on us. And we love it because we're proud of what we're doing. We're proud of this project. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. Just so that you guys know, we are getting very aggressive on a marketing campaign, both with on social media, with influencers, and also with letting the world know what we've been up to for the past couple of years. And again, we can get more specific week by week in these calls. We can take a few minutes every week and say, "Here's what we're working on." You guys give us feedback because you'll see some of it. But now it's now time to take what we're doing. Like a quick example. We allow our community right now to go in and buy gold and silver coins and even these gold backs with the ELMT token. But does the world know they can do that? Does the world know that if they went into the marketplace and bought ELMT tokens and then went to our ELMT.store, do they know that if they could buy gold and silver coins and that they would get a rebate back from us, thus making this method of buying gold probably the cheapest way to buy gold retail on earth? No. And they should know about it because we need thousands and thousands of people going into the market to buy ELMT so that they can then come into our store, buy gold and silver for the cheapest possible way because we're going to give them a rebate back in ELMT. Do they know that? Do they know why that's awesome? They don't, but they will, and they will soon, right? Do they know what it means to offset your own carbon footprint and get rewarded in ELMT tokens to do it? No, they don't. You guys know it because you're part of our community, but we're ready to take all these things to the world, and that's what you're going to see. So, Paul, you have anything else to wrap up with?
Do you just want to touch on just there's a few people asking like how are people going to buy ELMT, which we've talked about that before, but if you just want to touch on that again.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're listed on a few marketplaces.
Yeah, we're listed out there. The problem is not a lot of people are selling it yet. And so
Yeah.
it is difficult to buy ELMT, but very shortly, I think a lot more people are going to be willing to sell because if the price goes up, I think a lot more people are going to be willing to sell it. And so, yeah, there's several places out there you can buy it. Do we have a place where they can buy it uh from us, Paul? I don't even know. Can you get on and buy EL?
Mm,
The Switch marketplace had ELMT that you could buy for a while, but they're almost out. I don't like that. I don't like Switch selling it. I want them to go into the marketplace to sell it because Switch was just selling their own element, but
yeah.
I want them buying it from you guys if you're willing to sell it.
We can do it on Uniswap and MetaMask. I've purchased it on both those sites.
Okay, yeah, excellent. Yep, Unimask. Yep, Uniswap, MetaMask. So yeah, and there'll be more places coming soon where you can get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, guys. What other questions are there, Paul?
I mean, people are asking like how the B2B companies buy ELMT tokens as well to buy carbon credits.
They got to go
But
buy where everybody else buys because they got to buy from you. They don't want to buy from me, right? How does that benefit you guys? They don't want to buy from the company. They got to buy from the market.
yeah,
That's where if they have to go in. So if I'm, it's Fortune 500 company and I want to buy $10 million worth of carbon credits, I got to go to the market and buy them, right? I got to go buy ELMT so that I can then come to the company and pay for them. So they got to go into the marketplace. Same way we want tens of thousands of people buying gold. We're going to let the world know that we have a way to get gold cheaper than anywhere else. If you were getting a 5% rebate in ELMT, that's great. right? Because then,
Mm.
you're essentially, now they'd have to go back into the market, sell their ELMT to realize that discount or that rebate, but who cares? That's one extra step to save up to 5% on your gold purchases is a good deal. So, okay,
Yeah.
guys, that's all we've got for today. Stay tuned next Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll have a new marketing update, but we are going to make sure that, and again, we try to be transparent in everything that we do. And we want to make sure that you guys, as members of the community, know what we're doing at the company level. And I like doing these weekly updates because it hopefully keeps you informed, gets you excited. And yeah, so we appreciate you guys being part of the Element blockchain. As members of the blockchain ourselves, we're grateful for all you guys do. So, all right, appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and end it there, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.